This is how a Gabor shoe is made. It takes quite a while before a new Gabor shoe model can hit the stores. So how is a Gabor shoe made and what is necessary along the way? A plethora of individual components is required. The number of components varies depending on the shoe's complexity. The shoe last forms the foundation. It is the heart of the shoe, if you will, and allows the shoe to maintain shape. The wooden last is modeled by hand before digitalized and cut out of plastic. A 3D printer creates layer after layer of sole prototypes, ornamental parts and heels from plaster. All shoe components are developed on the basis of the respective lasts, for example, sole or ornamental parts. This is why we digitalize the last. Here you can see how the sole is digitalized. Little plastic caps are created for purposes of the later design work. What counts now is a lot of creativity and a calm hand. The modelers draw their first designs onto the caps. This is where new trends are born. A standard model is created so that it will be possible to cut the required parts out of the leather. Different design ideas exist for each last. An expert team decides which models will enter the collection. During a major collection meeting, decisions are made with regards to colors and materials for model serialization. The standard model is digitalized in order to obtain initial cardboard stencils as well as production guidelines. All components are inspected thoroughly. In order to ensure consistent quality, this is also required for each material. Experts therefore verify color, leather thickness and much more. After passing the haptic tests, the leather is once again tested in the lab according to recognized standards such as creasing and color fastness. The Gabor standards are often stricter than the legal requirements. For example, soles are tested for their long-term flexibility. Each individual shoe component undergoes various tests. We've now reached production. The digitalized stencils are scanned optimally onto the leather. It is important to make sure throughout that the best leather parts are used while generating as little waste as possible. The barcode enables the software to remember the pattern. The individual parts are now cut out at the cutting table. What the cutting robot does automatically, we do by hand here. To this end, knives are custom made for each individual model and for each required shoe size. All those knives are only used for a single model. Inside the sewing room, a lot of dexterity is required, in addition to conscientiousness and experience. Here, all leather and lining parts are sewn together into a single upper part. That is the shoe without sole. The better the quality of the seams, the more durable the shoe. The inner sole is now attached to the last using two tacks. A shoe tree serves to pull the upper part over the last and glue it to the inner sole. The final shoe form is now already clearly visible. We need to make some small manual adjustments before the upper part is nailed to the inner sole. Now glue is applied so that the outer sole can be attached perfectly later. This process is called cementing. The glue is heat activated. The outer sole is then placed onto the inner sole and pressed by a machine. Quickly nailing on the heel and removing the last before the outside of the shoe is finished. Using intuition and finesse, the soft sock is put in place. This has to be wrinkle-free to give maximum comfort when walking. Before the shoe can be soled, a finishing process is required. that is brushing, polishing and waxing, depending on which treatment the respective leather requires. The perfect Gabor shoe is durable and comfortable every day.